What if all greenhouse gas emissions dropped dramatically? Would our world be saved? A new study led by the University of Queensland in collaboration with the University of Hokkaido answers this question. But from the ocean's point of view, would a sudden decline in emissions really save the oceans and marine life? Not quite. This is what you need to know. Earth's oceans could be experiencing rates of climate change 7 times higher than levels today by the second half of the century, even if greenhouse gas emissions drop significantly, according to a report published in Nature Climate Change. The team of international scientists analyzed present and future models of climate velocity. This is the speed at which marine mammals would have to move in order to live in waters with certain temperatures as different ocean layers become warmer. Scientists then used climate models to estimate climate velocity rates today in 3 different scenarios. One scenario is where greenhouse gas emissions start falling from now, another in which emissions would begin to fall in the middle of this century, and the final scenario is one where emissions would continue to rise up to 2100. However, even in the scenario where emissions would start declining now, climate velocity in the ocean's layer that covers from 200 meters deep up to 1 kilometer down, what is known as the mesopelagic layer, would change from about 6 kilometers per decade to 50 kilometers by mid-century. Conversely, on the same period, climate velocity rate would halve on the ocean's surface level. It sounds like good news. Surface ocean water climate velocity rate cut in half? Great! But not so great for the mesopelagic layer, or the layer below that first surface ocean layer. See, there are all sorts of marine animals that live in the mesopelagic layer which are accustomed to the layer's temperature, meaning these species would end up migrating towards cooler waters and altering marine feeding cycles and ecosystems. The alarming thing is, this is the best-case scenario we're talking about. Anthony Richardson of the University of Queensland and one of the study's authors told The Guardian, "This means that marine life in the deep ocean will face escalating threats from ocean warming until the end of the century, no matter what we do now." Okay, enough of the doom and gloom news. Let's take a break and look at these crazy images from species down under. Look at this thing. Just look at it. What in God's name is it? Well, first of all, it's more a they than an it. It is a siphonophore, known in some places as the long, stringy, stingy thingy because, again, look at it. This weird-looking string creature was found off the coast of Australia along with many other new organisms that live in the deep sea. Here's how researchers bumped into the long, stringy, stingy thingy. According to a press release from the Schmidt Ocean Institute, researchers found a new submarine creature off the coast of Australia while aboard the Falkor research ship. The team completed 24,500-meter dives and totaled over 181 hours of deep-sea exploration using a remotely operated submarine called Sebastian. During this expedition, the marine specialists spotted a type of string-like sea creature called Siphonophore apolemia. Scientists estimated that its outer ring is roughly 46 meters long. Logan Mock-Bunting, a spokesperson for the Schmidt Ocean Institute, told Newsweek that although exact measurements are pending, its length could be over 119 meters long. Siphonophores are related to corals and jellyfish. They are an entity made up of a connected colony of cloned zooids that work as a team to keep the siphonophore alive. As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, the siphonophore was not the only new ocean critter they found. We leave you with some breathtaking footage of the beauty and life that occurs in the depths of our oceans. Here's some other good news in our ocean world. Also, I may sound a little bit different in this video. You could even say that I sound like a whole other person, but I swear that's not.
Scientists from Australia's Southern Cross University have come up with a technique called coral IVF to restore coral in damaged parts of the Great Barrier Reef. Researchers captured millions of coral larvae during mass spawning events that occur following the full moon in the months of November and December. These larvae were then co-cultured with an algae called Zoanthenthalii, which was grown in a lab to have higher thermal tolerance. According to a news release from the university, these corals are now living in coral nursery rearer pools designed by the research team. Scientists say the rearer pools allow the baby coral to be turbocharged due to the algae, which increases their chance of survival. Optical sensors were added to track the progress of the baby coral. The team now has 6 rearer pools housing millions of coral larvae. These corals will be dispersed into damaged parts of the Great Barrier Reef to help them form new coral communities. Peter Harrison, a researcher from the university's Marine Ecology Research Center who was involved with the study, said the technique is similar to a battery pack, which allows the coral to soak up the algae and potentially gain more energy to grow faster. If the project is successful, coral IVF could be used as a blueprint to help restore damaged or dying coral reefs around the world.
For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the Tomo News family. Thanks for watching.